Hi guys, here's your trading friend, the Robotic Wave Trader. The markets made a deep dive indeed past week. Exactly the same as previous Earth, Mercury, Venus conjunctions. So wait a minute, what does this mean? Is it luck or coincidence that exact at the same moment in time and constellation the markets fell hard? This is the 6th time in 10 years that a Mercury-Venus conjunction happens. And all of the 6 times the markets fell hard when the conjunction ended. Luck, coincidence, or could it be an influence on emotions of mankind by a change of radiation that reaches the Earth? I leave this question up to you. I will start this update with a short video of this impressive natural event, starting on March the 1st with the Venus retrograde period. Then Mercury goes retrograde on March the 9th and formed an Earth-Mercury-Venus conjunction until April 6th. And then also the Venus retrograde period ends on April the 12th. Impressive indeed. Also, if you look at the figures, minus 42%, minus 48, minus 31, minus 23, minus 16, and that between 5 and 18 days after the conjunction. And the question now, of course, is the bottom already in, or do we going to see another deep dive and a lower low? Okay, then I'm going over to the analysis of this week. I want to be crystal clear that the top that has been set is one of the major tops, and that the most positive scenario I can see at this moment is that a double top will be set, but that is doubtful as well. So this is a little bit different graph than you normally see. This is the 3-month Bitcoin market wave graph, and here 2018, January 2022, and now we are here. Never give a false signal or any deviation. It's very clear that the 3-month graph is in a downward trend and is almost giving a sell signal. In the middle we have the monthly market wave. A clear negative divergence is seen on a monthly basis, and the wave is pointing down hard, very hard. Then on the left side we have the weekly graph, and the weekly graph is searching for a bottom. Okay, then a quick look at some of the altcoin market wave graphs. Ethereum, the 3-monthly graph is pointing down, the monthly graph is pointing down hard, and the weekly graph is searching for a bottom. The support on the 1600 has held very well. Then Solana, 3-month graph, not enough data, monthly graph pointing down, and the weekly graph is also searching for a bottom. Sorry, not enough data for the 3 monthly and the monthly data, and here also the weekly graph is searching for a bottom. Cardano, the 3 monthly graph is positive, but the monthly graph is negative and has a huge negative divergence. The weekly graph is searching for a bottom. Support is at 41 cents. Last, helium. The monthly graph is pointing down, also with a negative divergence, but look at the weekly graph. Buy signal has been given, support has held, and last week it blew off. With 48%. That is what is happening when the weekly graph turns really positive. Big moves can be expected. Then have a quick look at the daily graph of Bitcoin and some altcoins. Beautiful buy signals on a daily scale, and the Bitcoin price went up around 15% and is now fighting with the downward moving trend line originated in January. Also, the trend analyzer is still negative and is around $90,000. Ethereum also fighting with the downward moving trend line. On a daily basis, also a buy signal. For Solana the same, also a buy signal has been given. Sui also fighting with the downward moving trend line. Buy signal has been given. And look at this, guys. Since the top, it went down 68%. Cardano also has given a buy signal on a daily time frame, and Helium has also given a buy signal on the daily time frame, and the trend analyzer turned positive. The position of the market makers, the 1-day graph is almost equal, 843 million, and here 783 million, almost equal. If you are looking at the 7-day graph, yeah, that's quite a difference. The market makers, let's see how much, 2.2 billion, and this is 864 million. So 2.5 times more liquidation money on the downside. So the market makers will drive the coming week the prices down. And then looking at the 30 days, $2.16 billion, and this is 2.55 billion, almost equal, but clearly there is liquidation money here at around 89,000. So what we have seen so far, that the Bitcoin price is still in a multi-month negative downward trend. And that's also the reason why the portfolio has not taken a call position. The bottom was earlier than expected, and still the question if this is really the bottom, because there's here because a hotspot period will start on Monday and ending on next Monday, the 21st. Looking at previous hotspot periods, the bottom was set here and the top was set in this one. So they are very reliable. 80 to 90% of the hotspot periods are giving a bottom or a top. And I still think that it will give a bottom. So I expect the price to go down and maybe even go below the trend line, so that retail investors will step out and then pop up and break the negative trend and go up for multiple weeks. A beautiful recovery, but still a multi-month negative trend is going on. So expect in the hotspot period a downward move, and we will see if it's a higher low or that it's a low at the same bottom, or that the low is closer, and then the next stop is around $80 based on the previous bottom here in January 2024. To conclude this weekly update, the Bitcoin and altcoins are still in a multi-month negative trend. On daily basis, a recovery has been taking place up to the multi-month negative moving trend line. It would be logic that the Bitcoin price will move down next week. This scenario is backed by the position of the market makers. There is currently, in the 7-day Bitcoin graph, 2.2 billion liquidation leverage on the downside and only 864 million on the upside. It remains to be seen if the upcoming bottom will be a higher or a lower low. The working thesis is still followed and a significant bottom is expected before April the 24th. After that, the prices are expected to shoot up. If the prices are, despite the expectation, not going down, but are rising into the hotspot period, then the chance that a top instead of a bottom will be set is high. The robotic wave trader is risk averse and is waiting for confirmation before a position is taken. Last but not least, a new quarter has started, and this is a good moment to think back on last quarter and learn from it. And the question of today is your emotional trading profitable? Past quarter, a lot of emotions passed, from the top in January till the trading war announcements recently. If the answer to this question is no for you, it might be beneficial to start learning to read the charts. All emotions and economical knowledge are in the charts. As always, this is not financial advice, but just the things I'm thinking and doing. Have fun and a good trading week, and see you at the next one.